Wolverine has always been the X-Men's ultimate lone wolf, tough, relentless, and never afraid to challenge authority. Even when he's not the official leader, he often proves he's the real boss through sheer grit, skill, and attitude. Here are 8 moments when Logan showed the X-Men who's really in charge. Taking down the Danger Room, X-Men, the animated series, Cold Vengeance. Wolverine has always been that guy. The one who doesn't care about rules, the one who does what needs to be done, the one who makes it clear he's the real boss, even when no one wants to admit it. And in Cold Vengeance, he does it again. However, the X-Men get caught up in a fight with the Morlocks, a group of mutants hiding underground. Storm struggles with her fears, Cyclops gets kidnapped, and Jean is stuck in a mind game. But Wolverine, he's locked in, watching, waiting, ready to handle things his way. When Callisto claims Cyclops is dead, Wolverine doesn't even flinch. He knows something's off. His heightened senses tell him it's all a trick, and he calls it out before anyone else even realizes it. Then there's the moment that says it all. Wolverine tracks down Cyclops and pauses. He could just let things play out, let Cyclops stay missing, and let himself have a clear path to Jean. But he doesn't. He makes a choice to pull Cyclops out of the mess. Because, as much as he acts like a lone wolf, he still does what's right. And just like that, Callisto figures it out. She sees what Wolverine won't say out loud. He's in love with Jean, but even with all that, he sticks to the mission. Again showing why he's the one they all look to when things go south. One-punch KO on Cyclops. Uncanny X-Men number 175, 1983. Wolverine doesn't talk much, but when it's time to handle business, he makes the calls. The X-Men are caught in a mess again. Cyclops is out cold. The team is getting played by illusions, and no one knows what's real. But Wolverine, he doesn't get fooled. While everyone else is busy throwing punches at thin air, he figures out who's really behind it. Mastermind. When things get worse, Cyclops tries to prove he's not Phoenix, but the X-Men aren't listening. They're coming for him, and Storm lands a hit. That's when Wolverine knows something's up. Storm doesn't miss. Cyclops uses his head, knocks Rogue out, and wakes her up just to transfer Xavier's telepathy to her. That's all it takes. Now they all know the truth. But before they can react, the fake Phoenix appears and shoots Cyclops down. Well, Wolverine doesn't hesitate. He locks onto the real problem, tracks down Mastermind, and moves in. A storm blows the villain away. But Wolverine, he's ready to end it right there. Claws out, one move, no more game, but Storm stops him. Even then, Wolverine lets it be known, if it were up to him, this would be over for good. When the X-Men get lost and don't know who to follow, Wolverine is the one who reminds them who really gets things done. Outsmarting the Hellfire Club, Uncanny X-Men number 133, 1980. The Hellfire Club thought Wolverine was dead, washed away in a sewer, never coming back. But he was right there, hiding above them, waiting. A drop of water falls, and they look up, too late. He drops down and takes 3 of them out before they even know what's happening. They shoot him in the stomach. He falls into some boxes. Dead? Not even close. He was just messing with them. 1 more goes down, and only 1 is left. Wolverine doesn't even need to fight. He just stares him down until the guy drops his gun and spills everything he knows. Meanwhile, upstairs, the X-Men are trapped, shackled, beaten, and watching as Jean Grey, their friend, is brainwashed into thinking she belongs with the enemy. Cyclops tries to figure out how Mastermind got inside her head. The Hellfire Club? They're celebrating. The X-Men are just test subjects now, nothing more. Wolverine? Well, he's already moving. He sneaks up on a dumbwaiter, ready to strike, but a guard puts a gun to his head. Bad move. Wolverine flips it and throws him straight into the middle of the party. The plan to sneak through? Gone. He's fighting his way out, but more guards pile on him, clubs swinging. And as Wolverine fights, Cyclops falls, stabbed, dead. Beating Magneto, X-Men number 25, 1993. In the final segment, Wolverine does not care about rules. He does not care about danger. If something needs to be done, he does it. That's what makes him the boss. So, when Magneto starts going too far, shutting down the world's electricity, causing chaos, and getting people killed, the X-Men have to stop him. They teleport to his space station, Avalon, ready for war. But Magneto is too strong. Xavier and Jean Grey try to mess with his mind, make him feel his own pain, and make him weak. It almost works. But then Magneto fights back, and when he tries to kill Quicksilver, Wolverine jumps in. No hesitation, no thinking, just action. He slashes Magneto across the chest, and that's when Magneto loses it. He doesn't just throw Logan back. He doesn't just fight him. No, he does something worse. He reaches into Wolverine's body, finds every single piece of metal inside, and rips it out. All of it. The adamantium in his bones? Gone. It tears through his skin, blood everywhere. Wolverine should be dead. He should not even be moving. But guess what? He still tries to fight. He is in the worst pain of his life, but he does not stop. Because stopping is not in his nature. That's who he is. That's why the X-Men look at him in shock. That's why he is the one who always leads by example. He does not care about pain. He does not care about losing. He just keeps going. And when the X-Men leave, Magneto is broken, Avalon is in ruins, and Wolverine is still standing. Barely, but standing. Because no matter what happens, Wolverine never backs down. And that's why he's the boss. Challenging Cyclops for leadership. Uncanny X-Men, number 201, 1986. When Storm loses her powers, she and Wolverine support different visions for the team. Wolverine pushes Cyclops to a leadership duel, but it's ultimately Storm who defeats Scott. The X-Men are back at the mansion, and everyone's celebrating because Scott's wife, Madeline, just gave birth to their son. But Logan, he's not caught up in the baby talk. He's watching, observing, because when things get messy, he knows exactly how it's going to go down. And right on cue, Scott's already screwing up. Everyone checked in on Madeline while they were away, except him. Storm tries to smooth things over, but Logan sees it for what it is. Classic Cyclops. Too caught up in his own head to realize he's messing up. Meanwhile, Rachel and Kitty are upstairs, linking minds with the baby, promising a better future. Cute. But in Wolverine's world, you don't promise change. You make it happen. Logan doesn't waste time with words. While Scott is outside, lost in thought about being a father, Wolverine's already 5 steps ahead, knowing what's coming next. The X-Men might be out playing baseball like everything's normal, but tension is in the air. And when Scott and Storm decide to duel for leadership, Logan doesn't need to step in. He knows exactly how this will end. He watches, lets them fight it out, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who's calling the shots on paper. Because when things get bad, really bad, when the fight isn't just a training session or a leadership debate, but life or death, that's when they all look to one person. And it's not Cyclops, it's not Storm, it's Wolverine, because he's the one who does what needs to be done, every single time. Putting the fear in Professor X. Wolverine number 75, 1993. After losing his adamantium, Logan's instincts go feral. When Professor X tries to help, Wolverine lashes out at him, nearly gutting him with his bone claws. It's one of the rare times Charles realizes Wolverine can't always be controlled. The X-Men were heading back to Earth, fresh off a brutal fight with Magneto. But things were bad, real bad. Wolverine had just gone through hell. Magneto ripped the adamantium straight out of his bones, leaving him a mess. He was barely hanging on, and the team was desperate to keep him alive. Jean and Professor X even jumped into his mind to help. But what they saw? Pure horror. Logan's memories were a war zone. He was crucified on a giant X. Sabretooth was ripping into him, and the pain of losing his adamantium played on repeat. The professor wanted to help, but Jean was like, "We shouldn't be here." So they bounced. Meanwhile, the Blackbird was falling apart. The heat shields were failing, and the ship was tearing at the seams. Bishop, Gambit, and Quicksilver were scrambling to keep it together. But then, Logan's med table snapped loose. He crashed into the wall and woke up screaming in pain. Even in that state, the guy refused to quit. But his healing factor? It was barely working. Logan should have been dead. No adamantium, barely healing, body wrecked. But what does he do? He wakes up, keeps fighting, and refuses to let go. Even when his own body is failing him, Wolverine does what Wolverine does. He survives, beating Sabretooth and taking over the school. Wolverine number 90, 1995. In one of their bloodiest battles, Wolverine nearly kills Sabretooth after years of torment. Sabretooth is sitting in his cell, watching the news, grinning as he sees the cops beating down some serial killer. Then Wolverine walks in. Sabretooth, always trying to act tough, lunges at the force field, trying to make Logan flinch. But Logan, he doesn't even blink. Sabretooth starts running his mouth, bringing up old wounds, mocking Logan about Silver Fox. He wants a fight. He needs a fight. But Logan, he just stares him down and walks away. No anger, no rage, just control. And that burns Sabretooth even more. But Sabretooth, he never lets things go. He keeps taunting Logan, calling him weak, saying he'll never be able to resist revenge forever. Logan, he doesn't waste a breath. He just works out, eats, tries to sleep. But something from the news keeps bugging him. Some psychologist talking about how pain tolerance can be trained. Logan puts it together too late. Sabretooth's been preparing for this. Then, the force field shatters. Sabretooth walks out, smiling. He trained himself to push through the pain, and now he's loose. But Logan, he's already there waiting. He tells Sabretooth one time, go back, or get put down. Sabretooth, of course, chooses violence. They go at it, fists flying, claws clashing. But Logan, he's holding back. He's keeping his control. Until Sabretooth crosses the line, threatening everyone Logan cares about. That's it. Logan snaps. He slams Sabretooth's face into the wall. Hard. Then again and again. Blood drips. But Sabretooth still won't shut up. And then, the moment. The real I'm the boss moment. Logan pops out two claws right under Sabretooth's chin. Sabretooth laughs, thinking Logan doesn't have the guts. Do it, he growls. Pop the middle one. Well, Logan does it. Right through the skull. No hesitation. No mercy. Absolutely. A boss move. So, after everything Wolverine has been through, do you think there's anyone in the X-Men tougher than him? Or is Logan the one true boss of the team? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like this, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more.